This popped up a couple days ago. I missed it until just yesterday after I put up the podcast. Apparently, Han Solo is rumored to be in Star Wars Episode 9. This does make a fair amount of sense. J.J. Abrams is going to basically undo everything that Rian Johnson has done to the best of his absolute ability, I believe. But it says here, while Star Wars Episode 9 sees a return of several stars from the original trilogy, most of us had long assumed that the saga was done with Han Solo by this point, with Harrison Ford's character perishing at the hands of his son, before remaining absent for the events of The Last Jedi. But whether it's through flashback or other means, a new rumor alleges that the famed smuggler is set to return in J.J. Abrams' upcoming trilogy closer. Again, would just like to point out that this shouldn't be a trilogy closer. This should just be another a bridge to the actual closer, which should be Episode 10. But of course, you know, we can't always get what we want. Cosmic Book News reports that a now deleted image posted to Reddit featuring various Episode 9 production swag was uploaded by a user who claims that their wife works in Pinewood Studios. Since then, an image of an identical set of branded goods was shared on Instagram by a different user, suggesting that the Redditor isn't lying about their inside connection. So when the same anonymous Reddit user offers a tease that Han is back, there's reason to believe that the claim just might be legit. Obviously, it's still best to take this report with a grain of salt. That's very true. So how would they bring him back, right? How would they end up bringing him back in there? I think what they're going to do is someone, you know, at the end of the article, it mentions how they're going to bring Carrie Fisher back by using unused footage from Episode 7. And that unused footage could possibly feature Han Solo. They could have had more scenes together rather than the couple that they did. So if they shot more footage with the two of them together, they could have that be effectively flashbacks or some kind of alternative opening where they give us more information with them. But it's entirely possible, and it's entirely possible that Harrison Ford's in the movie. Like, legit in the movie. And I've had this theory for a while because we never actually saw him die, right? We never actually saw him die. We saw a body get stabbed through with the lightsaber, and we saw a body fall, which would imply death. Never mind that Starkiller Base imploded like about 20 minutes later, so one could assume that, yeah, Han Solo died. One could assume such a thing, and one would probably be right. But if we're going off into the realm of theory here, let's lay it out. Who else survived Starkiller Base from falling down a chute of some kind? Well, that would be Phasma. Phasma was heavily marketed, heavily pushed during the marketing phase of Episode 7. Right? There's posters with Captain Phasma. I saw pillows with Captain Phasma. And they did almost nothing with the character, obviously setting her up to have a bigger part in Episode 8 and Episode 9. And that ultimately didn't happen because Rian Johnson didn't know what to do with her either. So he effectively killed her off a second time. But I'm not even really worried about that. I don't think she's dead, by the way. J.J. Abrams really liked Phasma. Phasma's back. Phasma's a survivor. Phasma's going to be able to make it through. But how did Phasma get out of the trash compactor? And what if Phasma, and this is a theory I've heard for the last couple of years now. We're talking over 3 years I've been hearing this theory. What if Phasma had in fact actually found or rescued Han Solo? On her way out, she realized who he was, his value to not only the First Order in regards of being like maybe a prisoner of some kind or some kind of trade she could make if she needs to get herself out of where she's at, right? Like give him back to the Resistance and then go on her merry way, disappear. I don't know. I mean, I kind of figure the character is a bit of a rogue in that regard anyway. What if that was the angle? What if that's what they did? Who knows? Anything is possible. Anything could happen. We'll have to wait and see. But it's a theory. It's a Star Wars theory. But I do want to hear your thoughts on this one. Do you think it's got some legs, or is just another rumor that that's just going to be dead in the water?